The next act on for you now is a man who is a zing extraordinaire, and he performed at our last end of year gig. He headlined that one, but actually he's got worse over the past year, so he's not headlining this one. It's Mr. Sam Chaplin!
Hi, how you doing? You alright? Yeah, okay, cool. So my dad's side of my family has a history of very severe depression, right? And my mum's side has a history of often fatal heart disease. So for me, if my heart doesn't kill me, I will. That's the equation there, so enjoy me while you can, guys, that's what I'm saying. I have perceived time from an equine perspective in donkey's years. That's for Josh there. No joke for Josh. I'm not a very sexy man. There was no need for that pause for audience disagreement, it's fine. I'm not a very sexy man. For me, getting down and dirty is being too depressed to shower. But I do enjoy pornography. Any porn watchers here? That man? Yeah, I know. But me too, you know, it's great. And it's 2015, guys, admit it, yeah, it's awesome. I was watching some porn the other day, yeah, it's fine. Oh, Jesus. What was I scared? I was watching some porn the other day, and it was a man and a woman, traditional. No, that's a terrible thing to say. So it's a man and a woman, and they were having a lovely time. And the lady said something to the man. And I think some of you, when you hear this, will kind of recoil a bit in sort of mild horror. But for some of the lads in the audience, yeah, lads, yeah, you'll agree that this can sometimes be kind of a sexy thing, right? What she said, right, was harder, daddy, right? That's exactly the response I expected. A disappointed moan from someone over there. But that's what she said, harder, daddy, right? That's kind of quite hot. But they got me thinking, like, it's really important, like, to use that extra dy, right? Because there's a massive difference between harder, daddy, and harder, dad. You know, so important to get that right. Who's your daddy? Fine. Who's your dad? You know, like, you don't want to be asked that in that situation. But it freaked me out, right? Because daddy is the sexy thing, right? But that's what children say, and that's kind of weird. And there's a lot of words like that when you're a kid, they're very innocent, and then when you grow up, they take on a different context. I was on a train, and there was a woman with her young son, and he was like acting out and being really like loud and shit like that. And she turned to me and said, "I'm sorry, he's being a very naughty boy." And I was like, "You fucking creep." So it weirded me out. How young are you guys? That's are you sort of children of the 90s-ish? Yeah? Yeah. Do you remember on kids' TV, Gunge? Remember that being a thing? Right. If you watch kids' TV now, it's not there. It's gone. It's disappeared. There's not any guns, right? And there's a reason for that. It's that in the last 10 or so years, there's an online fetish community built up around gunging adults. That's a thing that people are into, right? And that I thought was really weird. Why would someone want to see a grown-up covered in a kind of weird, translucent goo? And then I flicked back to Bukkake Party 7, and it all suddenly clicked into place in my mind. The thing I like about that is that some of you know what Bukkake is, and the rest of you kind of think, I did order that in Wagamama's once. I don't know why he's talking about that here. It probably sounded creepy when I asked how old I was, because I feel a bit old. I'm in my mid-20s. Is anyone here in their mid-20s? Yeah. Cool, solidarity. But I have a flat now on my own, but there's things that I still haven't learned now as a sort of proper adult. I went home the other day, and in the car park, and I shared this car park with 3 other flats, there's just a dead pigeon. And I don't know what to do. I've just left it, and every day I keep coming back, and there's a slightly more decomposed pigeon. And no one else is taking care of it. And I don't know what's supposed to happen with this pigeon. I think I'm going to buy some chalk and just draw a little line around it. That's all I know. I don't know what to do with pigeons when they die. No one teaches you that at school. So I work in a theatre. It's here, so it's in the LPAC. And last year we had like a kids show at Christmas, like a Christmas sort of pantomime thing. And I get very self-conscious about pooing, right? I'm a very self-conscious pooer. And when I say pooer, I mean think that poo's not a bad impression of someone from the north saying paw, which is pooer. That's a little thing you can take home with you. I sounded very southern saying that. I'm from the Midlands. It's fine. But I'm very self-conscious about pooing. So what I did when there was the show on and there were a load of kids around is I went to the hidden toilets upstairs to do a poo, and I started having a poo. And then I heard something. I heard the sound of about 10 tiny children, boy children, coming into the toilets and sort of making lots of noise and banging on the doors of the cubicles. And it was very scary because I was mid-poo, just sort of sitting there. And then some of the boys started knocking on the door and saying, "Is there anyone in there?" Right? And I don't know how to respond to that because I'm scared it will come across badly, so I just stayed silent. They kept knocking, saying, "Is anyone in there?" I was just going to wait until they all go away. And then I saw probably the most horrific thing I've ever seen. I saw a tiny face come underneath the cubicle wall, make direct eye contact with me, and then go back under again. And then he came out of the cubicle and just said to all his friends, "It's a man! There's a man in there!" Like that was a surprise. So I just kind of waited for a bit, finished what I was doing, came out, and then as I came out of the toilets, the teacher gave me the worst look I've ever seen from another human being, as if that had been my plan all along. I've been waiting there all day and finally loads of kids grew. But like that was a really terrible moment in my life, but there is kind of positive from it, in that I now know that I'm definitely not a paedophile. Like, because I had my trousers around my ankles and made direct eye contact with a child, and it was the worst thing that's ever happened. Like, the opposite of arousal. Like, my dick went in. It was really. So now I know. You know, I'm safe. Has anyone been to the zoo in their life? I've been to a zoo. Yeah, right. Anyone who's been to a zoo, just what do you think the best zoo animal is?
Giraffe.
Wrong. And no, wrong. Sort of right. Man. In a way, we're all in the zoo. That's better than my joke about zoo. So I might just stop. That's fine. No, I went to the zoo and I thought, right, I'm going to see the fucking headliners. I'm going to see tigers, giraffes, and fucking elephants. I thought they're going to be cool. I went to the zoo and they're all just like tired and kind of sleeping and really kind of boring and not interested in being entertaining. And then went to see the monkeys. And that was like flipping over from Downton Abbey to Jackass on MTV. It was like, fuck yeah, we're a monkey! Yeah! Throwing shit at each other. It was great. It was like the best time I've ever had. And I just, in my head, like, was playing Hey Hey with the Monkeys by the Monkeys while watching the monkeys. It was better than the thing I had about zoo animals. So, hi guys. It feels a bit tense in here now. I'm in my mid-20s. Am I too old to go to Nando's? Is that a thing? Because I get freaked out by Nando's. It feels like at some point all the young people just said, right, this is ours now. No one under 30, you can't come in. It freaks me out. And there's only like two types of people you see at Nando's. You see like lads having cheeky banter. And you see couples on like awful dates. And there's usually like a girl with like blonde hair and reasonable ambitions. And then like a man with slicked back hair and like a sleeve tattoo, but what he'll do is he'll roll up his sleeve so you can see his sleeve tattoo. That's my favourite thing. Like, get rid of my sleeve, there's my sleeve, that's the best thing. I'm trying new stuff out, but I don't get Nando's like as a date. Has anyone on a date at Nando's? It feels like it will be a challenge, you know, because you can't have lemon and herb because that makes you a pussy. So you both have to have challengingly spicy chicken. I don't know why that's fun. Like, is it so that you can't feel your mouth, and that might come in handy? Mouthy, I don't know, depending on how you feel. Right, guys, things got a bit tense. I'm gonna read you a poem now. I know saying you do poetry at a comedy gig is a bit like saying you do big shit in everyone's ears, right? But I will do that if you don't listen to my poem. So this poem is about me, about my life, and this is called So Alone, and it goes like this. Just listen to this. We're gonna have a great night. This is just for me. So about me, it's called So Alone. So alone, so alone, so. Okay, see you.